Hey, sub! Do you remember when we added the worst Piggy characters to the game? Well, one of those really stuck out to me, and that was Giant Piggy. It got me thinking, what would happen if we made a bunch of characters giant? Well, today, we're gonna find out. Since today, sub, you're gonna be showing us 10 Giant Piggy characters we added in Roblox Piggy. From the friendly characters, to the mysterious, to the players themselves. We've got a lot to cover, sub, so you better get into it. Number 1. You! That's right, sub. I said you. We're gonna make you so big that you'll barely fit on a map. You're huge, sub. There is one slight problem with this. That's, how are you going to get the items? I mean, you can't reach them from all the way up there, especially if they're indoors. There is one benefit to being this huge, though, sub, and that's that Piggy can't kill you at all. As hard as she tries, that tiny bat of hers just won't do anything. Plus, you can walk right through traps now since you're so huge. No need to stop. Unfortunately, you still won't be able to get through the final exit, so you're pretty much stuck here, sub. A big solution still has some pretty big problems. Number 2. Piggy. Well, you know it had to show up in this list at some point, sub. I mean, the game is named after her. But what isn't in the game is a giant version of Piggy. So let's find out what would happen if there was. Well, I've noticed the problem right off the bat, sub. Get it? Bat? Because she's holding a... Okay, whatever. Anyway, what I was gonna say is that she can't hit you with her bat from all the way up here. Sub, come back. Just because she can't swing the bat doesn't mean she can't oof you. Oh dear. Hey, are you enjoying the growth experiment so far? Well, we're always making a ton more videos just like this one. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Number 3. Memory. Now, sub, I'm not an expert on giant piggies, but I'd be willing to bet since Memory is just another piggy skin, you should avoid going near her too, or you might get squashed. Since Memory is a creepy ghost form of Piggy, she hovers above the ground constantly. And since she can't use her bat either because she's too tall, you're pretty much invincible, sub. Well now, sub, I don't see anything stopping you from escaping. Grab those keys and get out of there. Speaking of Memory, if you want to buy Memory or any other piggy skin for that matter, you're probably gonna need some Robux. Make sure to use store code SUB at checkout to help support the channel. Number 4. Zizzi. This should be an interesting one, sub. What happens if we turn one of our friendly NPC companions into a giant? Well, to find out, I brought us to the Outpost chapter, so we can see what Zizzi will do as a giant. Usually on Outpost, Zizzi would spend her time protecting us from the evil undead soldiers. But as a giant, who knows what she'll do? There's only one way to find out. Zizzi is now a giant. And look at that. She's still defeating all those evil soldiers. Except this time, she's not using her lance. She's just squashing them. But be careful, sub. Otherwise, you might get squashed too. Number 5. Mr. P. The only question with this one, sub, is which Mr. P to choose. Of course, you've got the regular happy one that you meet up with in the sewers of the school. Or you could choose the explosive, aggressive one from Chapter 12. And look at this, sub. He doesn't seem to be attacking you. Stop dancing. Mr. P's lining up a shot. Run quickly. Oh, well. That's what happens when you hit a piggy map with a huge fireball, I guess. Now we know. Number 6. Bunny. Here's another one of our beloved NPC friends being turned into a giant sub. We have Bunny. Now, of course, Bunny left us in the Piggy story after being given a potion by Mr. P in the hospital. So how about we take her back to the hospital with Mr. P? Here we are, at the spawn at the hospital. Are you ready, sub? Here we go. Look at this. She's gone right through the ceiling. And there's Mr. P in his helicopter. I wonder if Bunny remembers that Mr. P left you and ran away for himself. Oh, yeah, it certainly looks like she does. Number 7, George Piggy. Well, consider me intrigued, sub, since George never attacks anything without an apple first, and he's hiding for pretty much the entire story. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out, but more importantly, I want to know what he's gonna do once he's huge. So I brought us to the house where George first went missing. Wait a minute, is that him over there? He's just outside the mall where we found him in the story. Well, I suppose that answers that question. If George was huge, this whole fiasco never would have happened since we would have been able to see him from miles away. That way he would have never gone missing. Hey, do you have your own ideas for your own Piggy experiments you want us to try out? Make sure to tell us all about them in the comments. You might even see your idea in one of our future videos. Number 8, Foxy. Here's a strange one, sub. We all know Foxy can be found on the inside of a cage in the carnival guarding the White Key. But what happens if we make them huge? They certainly can't fit in that cage. Well, there's only one way to find out. Well, that answers that question, I suppose. Foxy is broken right out of the cage, and now they're wandering free around the map. Oh my, they've even squashed Clowny. Well, at least that means there's only one enemy for you to worry about now, sub. And unfortunately, that enemy is a giant Piggy Foxy monster. But I'm sure you'll be fine. Or not. Oh, bad luck, sub. Number 9, Torture. Sub, are you sure this one is a good idea? I mean, they're literally holding a giant flamethrower. You know, I just want to look after you. Call me overly cautious, sub, but I think this seems pretty obvious what's about to happen. All right then, I guess we'll do it. But if they burn everything to the ground, it's your fault. You'll be the only one explaining to Penny what happened to her house. I don't like the look of this already, sub. Look, they're already aiming the flamethrower. Well, there goes the house. Like I said. Oh no, sub. Here comes Penny. You better run. Number 10, Robbie. Ooh, what a good idea, sub. Let's turn Robbie, and more importantly, his giant chainsaw hand into an even bigger giant chainsaw hand. Now this one has got me really excited, sub. Whoa! I wonder what he's gonna do. Oh, he's getting his chainsaw out. There's no hiding from Robbie in here, sub. If he can't get to you because of his size, his chainsaw hand certainly can. Run, sub! Speaking of being chased by terrifying inhuman monsters, Sub has made his very own Roblox game, all about just that, called Jerry. Jerry is a multiplayer survival horror game, all about rescuing a child from an evil ice cream man. Sub has been working super hard on it, and would love it if you could check it out using the links in the description. Wow, Sub! It turns out when you make a character completely huge and disproportionate to the map, it completely changes the game. Who would have thought? Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to use star code SUB when buying Robux to help support the channel. We'll catch you next time, Sub. Bye-bye.